Well, welcome back to the house, guys. Give you a couple updates. We were going to start on putting the washer and dryer here in this corner of the breakfast nook. We're going to get rid of the breakfast nook. In a house that's 1,700 square feet, people are not looking for a breakfast nook. They're more interested in having an indoor washer and dryer. And currently, my washer and dryer, I think I mentioned this in the last video, it's in the garage. In fact, I'll take you out there and I'll show you some of the work that I've done. I've done a little bit more demolition out there. Let me go show you. Just on the other side of this wall is the breakfast nook. That's the door that goes into the kitchen. And I've demoed it out. I've actually, I've demoed really the entire garage to turn this more into a shop to work on those old cars. But anyway, for this project, we're back here. This wiring will hopefully get replaced. This will get removed. But here's the back side of the wall. You can see there was some water damage here at one point. I've got some more water damage, so at least getting the washer dryer moved from this position right here inside the house, that's gonna have to wait. So we'll go back inside and I'll show you the problem that we're having in there. Oh, there she is. Hi. All right, so as you can see, I've chipped up some of the laminate or linoleum, whatever you want to call it, off the floor. There's actually 2 layers here, possibly even 3. But you can see this kind of stone pattern, these little circle things, and then that ugly pattern, whatever that is. Here's the problem. All this water damage. Now, this was kind of known when I bought the house. I could see, and if I have a still picture of before I tore this up, I'll throw that in right now. But this flooring here was bubbled up, especially right here where this wood is bubbled up. All of this has to be replaced, and it's probably, you can see it basically goes from the corner here, you can see water damage there, all the way across, at least to here where I've got the laminate pulled up, and it's certainly going to extend underneath the cabinets, the dishwasher, all of that. Now the problem is actually the dishwasher, it doesn't work. I'm gonna have the home warranty company come out and check it. When I bought the house, the seller gave me a credit for a home warranty. I read the warranty, this thing's broken and it's leaking. It's what caused all this water damage. I'm not gonna pull the dishwasher out just yet because I need to prove when the inspector comes out from the warranty company, I gotta prove that it doesn't work. So we're gonna leave that now, but in the meantime, what I wanna do, since I know all of this has to be pulled up, I'm going to cut a hole, basically a scuttle hole. Now the reason I'm doing that is because I want to get under there and look. I want to see what the damage is. Are the floor joists damaged? How much water damage extends under the cabinets? Now, I do have a scuttle hole. This is a pier and beam foundation house. It's on the far opposite end of the house. And unfortunately, when I bought the house, I had the home inspector come out. He wouldn't climb down there because it was wet. Doesn't seem to be wet now, but he said it was wet and there's wiring down there and it's a safety hazard for him, so he didn't go down there. So the extent of this damage was really never known other than seeing the laminate and everything bubble up right down there in that corner. So we'll get the circular saw out, we'll cut a little hole there and climb under there and see what kind of damage we've got. So far my budget kitchen, I mentioned before all I wanted to do was just kind of do a quick little refresh on it. Take some paint off. You can see I took a lot of paint off here. Scraping the paint off. Basically what it was is when I was sitting here scraping the paint off of this area, I was sitting right down here where the floor is the worst. I couldn't ignore it. I had to pull it up and see what damage was underneath. But we'll cut the hole right down here, see where that gets us, climb under there, see what the damage is. The positive side of this is it gives me a chance to do a few more things. Maybe update some plumbing, maybe update some electrical, because now I have a little more access, because in the end, when I do go in to replace this subfloor, all of this has to come out, at least from the sink to the wall. Maybe this over here can stay, but certainly the sink all the way back here to the wall, that's gotta come out. So let me get the saw and we'll cut a hole in the floor. Go inside, come on. is beneath. Oh boy. Tar paper and what looks like some more mold. Well then. Okay. Alright, so it looks like we have two subfloors. The way the nailing was on this plywood, I was assuming that the floor joists were going this way, which is basically east-west. Now that I can see, they're actually running north-south. So, I was cutting into a little nail right there. Couldn't see it, so no big deal. But now I've got to get these boards out of the way. Alright, well, let's see what we got down there. I already got two pieces that kind of fell through. I get a hold of that one right there. Broke. Okay, got some wires, got some plumbing. There we go. And we got a hole in the kitchen. All right. So I took a little lunch break, went down to my local Harbor Freight, picked up a handful of tarps there, and I've already got one down here in the hole. Let me show you. So you can see I've already got one blue tarp down there. I have been down in the hole and just to kind of look and see what's down there before I take you guys down there with me. It's not like this is a gender reveal or anything like that. We're just redoing a kitchen. I guess there's some good news and some bad news, but let me take you down in the hole and I'll show you what I found. Now, like I said, I've already been down under here, and I'm the one who stacked these bricks here. This is a drain line over there against the wall. That's the drain for the sink. This piece of PVC was down real low, and you can see there is standing water down in here. What I was thinking was that it was basically creating an uphill scenario for this piece of PVC. This was way down here, almost touching the ground. I think just what happened is, you can see the strapping right there, it just broke. So I propped this up with some bricks. But this water is not coming from there. In fact, you can see, hopefully you can see, it's wet right up there around the drain. And let me show you what I found out. I'm going to turn the dishwasher on. There's a little bit of wetness coming here. Let me show. I haven't pointed out the good news. The good news is there's next to no water damage under the house here. Okay, the floor joists are just fine. You can see some damage there, a little bit of water damage. That's not terrible. That's repairable. Okay, even a little further down, there's not much damage. So that's really good news. This main floor joist here is fine. So that's the good news. The bad news is we still do have a water leak. Let me go turn on the dishwasher and show you where it's leaking. There we go. Now I got some water spraying. So this is where bad things are going to start happening. I'm going to look right under. There, you can see it right there. Okay? A lot of water leaking out. Okay? Let me set you up under the house too. There we go. We're going down under the house. Right over there you can see a lot of water dripping. Alright. See it dripping? All right, dripping from right there, dripping from way back there in the corner, dripping here. Where's it dripping? Right there. All right, so that's enough dripping. Let me turn this off. You can see the amount of water that's dumped out here. So that's pretty much where we are with this project. It may not be picking up on camera, but I can still hear it leaking down there. All of this is pretty much going to have to come out. Everything, the dishwasher, the cabinet here under the sink, all the way over there towards the wall, that all has to come out. The plus side here is that it is just, the most damage seems to be just this top sheet of plywood. The floor joists are okay. That little bit of subfloor, those sort of diagonal cuts that are under there, those diagonal boards, I should say, that are under there, those seem to be in good shape as well. So, I mean, basically my budget kitchen refresh is not so much a budget kitchen anymore. I'll do my best to try and salvage these cabinets down here. Countertop and sink are just gross. I mean, the sink sucks, and the countertop sucks. I don't think I'll try and salvage those. Maybe keep them around just so I have something, but I think at this point they just need to go. So I think this kitchen remodel this budget kitchen refresh is turning into a full-on kitchen remodel. I think I'm gonna end the video right here. This was really just more of an exercise in exploration. I wanted to see how much water damage I had. Because if it was floor joists, if it was the entire subfloor, I may call in a contractor to take care of it. But it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, so I'm still willing to tackle this myself, and I think I can. This is work that I have done before. It just sucks. Crawling under the house sucks, okay? I hate it. But I think I can do it, and but I may hire a plumber. I may have some more plumbing done. There is, you did see some PVC updates under there. There needs to be more. There's still a cast iron pipe in the up against the wall. That may be okay, maybe not. But if I'm taking it down that far, might as well. So anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you like what you see here. We're going to keep going with this project. We got a lot more work to do, so I hope to see you on the next one. Thanks again.